Hi guys, it's Colette. Welcome back to my channel. This isn't a book review as such, although I will be reviewing this book sometime in the next few weeks. It's simply a reading from a chapter that I felt would be good to get out there. I had a week or so off. It was also a devotional time, and I had quite a few books that I could choose from, but this one seemed to be pushing itself towards me. It's called All That We Are: Love, Peace, Forgiveness and Gratitude by Rajesh Parmar. And as I say, I want to do a full review on this book, but I contacted the author, Rajesh, and he kindly said that I could certainly read from the book anything I wanted. So I'm just going to read you a wee chapter that I actually really liked. There's plenty in this book, but see if you kind of agree with me on this. Can you still see me? Yeah. So this is a chapter called Imagine. And excuse me if I stutter or whatever. This is part of the studies I've been doing. A lot of it reflects the way I believe in things anyway, and in that way it was good because it kind of was inherent in what I was doing at that time, and also what maybe I needed a wee sense of, yeah, you're right. So it's called Imagine. The human experience is a duality in its most brutal form. Why is it this way? It's supposed to be like this. Is it supposed to be like this, or can it be changed? Some esoteric practitioners suggest some are here to observe, others are here to feed the duality, forcing us to expand, and the rest are here for expansion and adventure. The reality is all of these are possible. We incarnate with the intention of expansion and a physical adventure. We design life experiences with the highest intention, yet many repeat old paradigms and tendencies. These repeating patterns encourage further sojourns into the human theatre. We have the free will choice to create through positive intent or direct our actions, words, thoughts and intent towards strengthening the duality. We own the responsibility to change what has been allowed to establish itself. There are those who look outward for a saviour or a being to change what we collectively experience rather than take ownership of the duality. The wait for a second coming or a saviour is a futile one and will lead to disappointment. The doctrine of a saviour is part of the illusion of the human theatre and is not of source. Source is seen as all that is, the oneness of the universe. There are many names for source, and in the book just calls it source. We incarnate many times into multiple avatars and worlds. New Age suggests two types of a tendency. There are earthbound spirits who repeatedly incarnate into the human theatre. There are the star people or spirits who incarnate into many worlds and in any array of avatars across the cosmos. The reality of these categories is not important. What is fundamental is that we incarnate many times until we come to a point in expansion where we see no purpose to further physical life experience. This fundamental truth should be a consideration as we traverse the life experience in the present. We should be mindful of what we allow in the life we experience in the now, as we may choose to incarnate into what we leave behind. Reincarnation exists, and there is no forced life of suffering as a punishment for past deeds. We design and choose every incarnational experience. The law of life is ownership and responsibility. We as infinite spirits own every action, word, thought and intent. We own our choice to incarnate. We own the outcome of every sojourn. We own our expansion and reconnection with Source, or the lack thereof. We are the owners of our eternal destiny and trajectory. This is an absolute. That which emanates from Source is based upon unlimited and infinite free will. The law of free will exists in the universal theatre as it does when we are in pure spirit. Each sojourn into life is designed in alignment with the intended expansion of the true self. The choice to incarnate as a human or any other life form in the cosmos is taken from a state of grace and infinite awareness. We design our template for the next incarnation when in a state of being everywhere and in everything. We are pure energy in a state of infinite grace and peace. We are not burdened by the physical impositions of being in an avatar, the mind and the body. We design predetermined experiences, interactions, and major decision markers. These are specific to the intended purpose of the incarnation. Free will determines if we follow our intended path or redirect our lives down different paths. The choices we make at these junctures, when presented with the signs, synchronicities, numbers, symbols, events, people and places determine our individual timeline. There is no separation. A ripple in our individual timeline affects the human collective and universal canvas. All that exists has purpose. There is nothing in the seen and unseen that exists by chance. Everything has intention and a reason for being. We privately seek purpose to life, yet look outwards to others, the mind, the science, to provide the answers. The only way to understand purpose is through the inner journey, the infinite spirit, and thus Source. Free will allows negative and positive actions. We contribute to the human collective through an elevated heart-centered frequency or disconnection, leading towards harm or disturbance of others. Free will governs choice. The free will of another can, in a horrific way, affect or end a life through the imposition of unplanned or uninvited action. Free will is a universal law and all-pervasive. We are here to fulfill our incarnational intent. We knowingly enter the human duality with the awareness we will be subject to our own and others' free will. Free will is unavoidable. The Buddhist definition of nirvana is of transcendence. It is a state where inequality, suffering, desire, and low vibrational tendency no longer have influence or power. It is balanced karma. Imagine a human experience where the majority have expanded to an elevated frequency. There has been a shift inwards towards the self, a connectedness to true reality and to one another. We have transformed the human experience into an overwhelming vibration of love, joy, service to others, inner knowledge and connectedness. We see life as an incarnation and a temporary sojourn from home. The influence of duality is lessened and we are sovereign of government, control systems, myopic social movements and self-professed diviners of Source. The yin and yang aspects of matter are tilted towards a higher frequency. True liberty and freedom of thought is regained. We act with others in mind, replacing the agenda, prospering the few. We seek to be of service and are in harmony to form our own unique experience. We have evolved beyond overriding selfishness and egoistic intellectualism. Political, social and cultural ideologies are muted and intention guided through expanded perception. We become detached from lower vibrational tendencies of war and greed. We understand our place in the universe and that we share expansion with innumerable life forms we are one. We no longer perceive humanity as the pinnacle of intelligent life. Poverty is replaced with the sharing of the abundant resources and technological innovation. Education is based on truth, true reality, and unbounded possibility open to the spirit. Systems supporting opportunity are not dependent on another being poor for the profit of the few. Innovation is shared and collaborated openly across nations, supporting food production and renewable sources. The digital era is steered towards the service to humanity and not used to enforce the greater myopia of perception. We recognise the divine right to clean, unadulterated air, water and food. Cash crops driving deforestation are relegated to the recesses of the mind. We have grown to consume only what we need, creating a balanced emotional, physical and spiritual well-being. Means of exchange are equitable and not controlled, allowing all nations to work as one, yet free to follow independent paths. The indelible rights of each person are implicit. Opportunity, education and care available to all are not rationed dependent on status, corporate control or wealth. The development of consciousness is nurtured, creating a stage where each person is supported as they create their unique life experience. The majority see each other as one, supporting growth and limiting judgment. The universal theatre is seen as a fantastic tapestry of adventure, freedom and expansion. Each incarnation revealing its challenges and joys, with the spirit working towards high frequency expansion. Imagine a limited government to manage services, and one that truly serves the people, is accountable and transparent. Imagine no government at all. We do not incarnate to become a single, homogeneous, nondescript tract, microchip, digitally distracted, herded species. We do not incarnate to be governed by a one-world government dictate or religion telling us what to believe, hate and love. We incarnate to experience difference and diversity. We incarnate to interact with cultures, nations, languages, environments, perspectives, thoughts and ideals. That is the purpose of the human experiment. This is the reason it exists. We must cease removing the intent for the human experience. We incarnate to bring unity and collaboration through difference. The human experience is intended to be of freedom, sovereignty, and cultural variety. Incarnational life is intended to be a series of fantastic experiences and inward movement towards the spirit. It is a free will opportunity to follow our intended path or stray into other corridors of experience. Take a moment to close the eyes, free the mind, and allow the sight from within. It is a timeline that can be brought into manifestation through individual and collective free will. Incarnation is a choice. For the majority, this will be repeated sojourns into the human theatre. What do you wish to return to? Humanity has yet to realise what is commonly referred to as the Golden Age, where humanity was in harmony with Source and its inner spirit. The opportunity for a different reality is not a dream or the foundation of a socialist or communist ideology. It's what we are here to recreate. It will be the derivative of its expansion and spiritual involution. We are offered every second, minute and hour of every day the opportunity to recreate the Golden Age. Ideologies are human creations. We can either work in harmony and progress or perpetuate the ongoing brutal duality. It is a choice. Be prepared to own that choice and relive it over multiple incarnations. That is the reality. And we have a little bit by Walter Russell, which says, "The universe breathes, inhaling and exhaling as man breathes. And every light unit, atom and molecule breathes. And as everything in the firmament above and the waters below breathes." So that's the chapter Imagine from All That We Are by Rajesh Parmar. Rajesh, thank you for letting me read this to my followers, and I know that a lot of them will really enjoy the words that you have written, and I thank you for them, and I'm looking forward to maybe reading more and certainly doing a review on this lovely book. So thank you, folks, and please retweet this or share it with people that you think would welcome this knowledge, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, and many blessings. I hope you have a wonderful time ahead.